Okay. Can y'all hear me? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? What's up, y'all? So listen, tonight is the return of Ladies' Night. We've been on like a little mini hiatus with the summertime. People have been traveling, myself included, and things like that. But we are back tonight. I believe we are going to be on Cups of Conversations channel, but I will post it on my community wall. And you guys know we go live at 9, so but I'll post it on my community wall. But we are back. We are back. Okay, everybody can hear me good. My microphone, y'all know I'm still trying to get all my stuff set up again. All right, y'all. That's what we got going on. What's up? Okay, everybody can see me. Whew, all right, y'all. We got things going on. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? The tribe meeting is back. Let me share this out, and then we're gonna get this party started. A lot has happened since I've been gone. There's nowhere in the world that I can go back and try to talk about everything that has happened. Because, child, enough has happened in the last, it seemed like 24 hours since I've been back. I'm like, golly. But we're gonna get into some of the things. Y'all know this morning we had a little quick chat on Bishop Whitehead. We talked about Bishop Whitehead this morning and him challenging D.L. Hughley. Now, as soon as D.L. Hughley drops that interview that seemed to have him so mad in his little britches, child, we're gonna talk about that. All right, y'all, let's talk about it. Let me do my shots out. What's up to the people in the chat? Hey, y'all. I better not be late. Whatever, child. What's up, B-Lo? Hey, Diva One. Miss Bay Thing. Hey, Casmine. Thank you, everybody who's welcomed me back. Hey, Xavier, Tracy, Abby, Janae. Hey, little baby. Hey, C Golden, Diva. So shout out to all my members who are lit up in green, and a special shout out to my mods. I got about 3 mods in the chat right now. Thank y'all so much for being here. Appreciate it. I will do a members only live to show you guys what I bought in Paris. Well, what I bought in France, because I was in multiple places. So I'll show you guys my haul, my France haul. Show you guys what I purchased. We'll do a story time so I can tell you guys all about my trip. I'll do a public story time and then I'll do a private story time. But overall I had a really good time. Like, it was definitely much needed. I definitely had a good time. Yeah, I know there were a couple of bumps in the road, but nothing major. I mean, in the moment it pissed me off, and in the moment it was like, oh my gosh, but things definitely could have been worse, you know. Hey Lemon Kush, hey boo. You know, things definitely could have been worse. There were people who had way worse airport experiences than us. So in the grand scheme of things, it was what it was. So yeah, so we get into it. Oh, thank you, Casmine, for becoming a member. Thank you. Hey, thank you for joining. Thank you. Mwah. Hey, Kelly, how you doing? Yep. So thank you for. I had to come up with a cute little song or something when somebody becomes a member. Something real cute to put up there, you know. But yeah. So that's what it was. I dropped some pictures on Instagram. I dropped some pictures on my community wall. So yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw a lot of the pictures. So all that good stuff. So anyway, but that's that. Trying to get caught up on all my reviews. Earlier today, I asked y'all if y'all wanted me to do, because we started talking about P-Valley a little bit. And so I asked y'all, do y'all want me to do like a live P-Valley review for the finale? And there were a couple of yeses. So long overdue, finally was able to join since I'm on my laptop. Oh, well, thank you. That's right. You've been trying to join for a minute. Well, I'm glad you persevered. I'm glad you were able to join us. You were expecting me to come back with a beret and a baguette. But it's a blessing to see your face and hear your thoughts. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much, Xavier. Now, no berets and baguettes here. I ate some baguettes, but nah, no berets. Hey, Lauren, Lipstick Queen. Hey, boo. So anyway, so we'll get into that. I'll do like a separate France thing. So I was missed. Oh, you know what? It's good to be missed. It is good to be missed. I tried to give y'all some videos. I mean, they were mostly like old things that I should have already reviewed and stuff that I needed to review or whatever. So y'all got a video almost every day. Now, whether y'all looked at it or not, I can't control that. But y'all got a video almost every day while I was gone. So I did try to get that stuff for y'all. And schedule some videos while I was out. Anyway, well, we know y'all, you hate berets because exactly, I know you hate berets, child. So, hey, Cindy, how you doing, babes? All right, y'all. So let's get into these things. So a couple of things have went down while we were gone. So first of all, let's talk about this right here. Let's talk about some sad news. Y'all, this Wendy Williams situation is so sad. It's just sad. So let me read y'all a little bit of what is being reported about the last days of the Wendy Williams show. I'm reading from the Jasmine brand, but this is coming from the Hollywood Star Reporter or the Hollywood Reporter. So let me just read y'all a little bit of this. In a new interview with the Hollywood Reporter, Debnar Mercury, co-presidents Ira Bernstein and Morton Marcus revealed that they had multiple conversations with Wendy Williams amid her unexpected and prolonged absence from the show's 13th season, and had to tell her several times that the show was ending. Apparently, the former talk show host did not know that her long-running talk show had been canceled, despite repeated communications that her time with the head of the program had come to an end following a months-long back and forth over health issues and rumored substance abuse. Recalling a conversation had with Williams, Bernstein said, "We haven't heard from you, and we had to make a decision. We should have made one in November, but we pushed it to January or February, and by then it was like make a decision or lose the time period." When they confirmed in February that the show would end after 13 seasons, Williams reportedly reached out to ask why. She said, "Well, what's going to air at 10 o'clock? I told her Sherry's going to air at 10 o'clock, so I can go on at 11. I said, we'd love to work with you, and there are lots of ways and lots of buyers, but you need to come back, and we need to know that you're okay. You can't just call after 9 months and say, I'm ready." I'm sorry, I did a screenshot, and I'm at the, okay. Okay. I lost my place in my screenshot. Sorry. According to Bernstein and Marcus, a version of this conversation would take place several more times over the next 4 months, including multiple phone calls with both co-presidents as well as a sit-down lunch in Manhattan. Each time, Williams appeared to be having the discussion for the first time. Reportedly, these exchanges took place in the midst of Wendy Williams' ongoing illness, which included Graves' disease and lymphophilia. Sorry, I know I'm saying that wrong. Listen, y'all. I also saw where some of the producers were saying that they realized that Wendy Williams had relapsed because they found empty bottles, alcohol bottles in her dressing room when she was gone. Let me say this. Y'all know that I've really been trying to hold on. And I ain't even no Wendy Williams fan. Let's be clear. Y'all know I'm not. I never watched the woman's show. I'm not a Wendy Williams fan. But y'all know that I have really been trying to defend Wendy Williams. Have really been trying to find a way that it's not as bad as people keep saying it is. But if they're telling the truth, about how hard this was and how bad things really are with Wendy, then I get it. Like all of the stuff where people were like, oh, they could have let her come back and at least say goodbye. oh, they could have done this, oh, they could have done that. If they're telling the truth, there really was no way for that to happen. There was no way to allow that woman back in front of a camera. I mean, if they couldn't even have a coherent conversation with her that she would remember from 1 minute to the next, from one conversation to the next, there's no way they could bring her back and allow her to film. I say, hey, what's up, Star? I say, if they're telling the truth, what reason do they have to lie on her? Well, you can look at that from both sides. You can say, well, why would they lie on her? She was their cash cow. She was this and she was that. She also was very difficult. She also was very difficult. Even when she was at her best, she was difficult. I really think okay, how do I say this without it sounding crazy? I really think Kevin covered up a lot more than what we give Kevin credit for. I'm not defending the man for having an affair. I'm not defending the man for doing all those other things that he did. But if things are as bad as they say they are, and the spiral started when Kevin left, or when she finally was done with Kevin, Kevin may really have been, or either Kevin really was the person that was hiding a lot and keeping her a lot more together than we gave him credit for, or Kevin was the one keeping her in that state so that he could control her. Like this, you can look at it from both. You can look at it for both angles. You know what I'm saying? Big Kevin broke her, and no way. And wait a minute, Big Kevin broke her, and no one was able to pick up the pieces after. He kept her alive. I'm just glad today was the first day of school. Oh, child. Y'all talking about. I don't trust him. Don't forget that Kevin was the one running the show over there, and he was the captain of the ship. We've been saying something wasn't right about her. I can't see what they're saying being true after. I can see what they're saying being true after seeing what I've seen of her lately. Y'all know I was trying. Y'all know I was really, really trying. Because I really was like, I really was trying. It don't look good. It does not look good. I think there was a spiral, but I do believe that Kevin's flunky saw an opportunity to serve his nefarious deeds. Wait a minute, let me read that again. I think there was a spiral, but I do believe that Kevin's flunkies saw an opportunity to serve his nefarious deeds. What flunkies, Xavier? You lost me. That comment lost me. What flunkies serving what nefarious deeds? I'm not clear what you're saying. Who are Kevin's flunkies? At the end of the day, they have to, them Mercury are running the show. And if they don't have a permanent host, of course, the network is going to say, listen, either y'all bring somebody in here or we're going to get that time slot to somebody else. So, hey, Cool Gamer. So, excuse me, y'all. So, unfortunately, I don't know. It's sad. You never want to see people go out like that, It was the no call, no show to work for me. You can't cry about one of your job and you haven't been there in months to do it and no explanation why. Again, I feel like I don't know. Whatever Kevin was doing, I think is what was keeping her together. And I'm not saying he was doing it right. And I'm not saying I ain't saying that either because he might have been keeping her high. I don't know. But when he left, it definitely seems like it was a trigger. It definitely seemed like it was a domino effect once he left. I think that the production team has probably more loyalty to Kevin. And when they realized Wendy was going through it, here comes the she's difficult, she's on drugs. I think the opposite. Because they didn't like Kevin. They didn't like Kevin. They said Kevin was rude to the staff. Kevin was disrespectful. I think it's the exact opposite. I think they were happy to see Kevin leave until they realized exactly how much Kevin was able to keep Wendy together. I really do. I think that it was all good until they realized exactly how bad Wendy was without Kevin keeping her on point. I think it was the opposite. Yeah, I heard the opposite. I believe it was the opposite. I don't believe the production, but I do think that in hindsight, they realized, oh, wait a minute. You know, it's like you don't know how much somebody does until they're not around to do it anymore. And it's like, oh, wait a minute, they did that too? Oh, they did that too? Oh, shit. Oh, they did that too? And I think that's what it was with Kevin. I think once he was gone, they realized, oh, shit, Kevin was the one that made sure Wendy was on time. Kevin was the one that made sure Wendy, knew her hot topics. Kevin was the one that made sure Wendy stayed on topic. Like, and again, how he was doing it, that may be a question. Sorry, y'all. My eyes are... How he was doing it? Guess who's back in the house? Hey, Kenneth. I see why he didn't want people around her. He kept her secrets. Yeah, again, in hindsight, I'm not defending nothing. I ain't defending his affairs. I'm not defending none of that other stuff. I ain't defending none of it. But now in hindsight, now that we see how far she has spiraled and how fast she has spiraled, it's very easy to say maybe Kevin was the one that was keeping her together. Like, it's kind of like, y'all ever did y'all ever look at Lady Sings the Blues? Y'all ever seen the movie Lady Sings the Blues? Now remember, that's a loose interpretation of Billie Holiday, right? Remember in the movie, they would go get the drugs for Billie to get Billie on stage. And I remember the first time I saw the movie, I was like, if they know that drugs is a problem, why do they keep giving her the drugs? But the only way she could function and the only way she could get on stage so everybody could get paid was for her to get high. Like, she couldn't kick the addiction. So it's like, yes, we love her and we don't want to see her strung out. But the flip side is when she's not on drugs, she can't function. So what do? We go out and we get her high. We go get the drugs for her. We make sure that she's, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's kind of what was going on in hindsight. I feel like that's kind of what was going on with Kevin and with Wendy. And maybe what Kevin was doing was, yeah, I hate to say it like this because I don't want y'all to feel like I'm justifying it, but maybe the drugs that Kevin was giving her were controlled, where he knew what she was taking, he knew where it was coming from, he knew how much she was taking, versus once he was gone, she was just getting drunk, she was just getting high, and there was no control. Y'all know what I'm saying? There was no, like, for lack of a better word, control about it. And I don't know. Like, in hindsight, that's just, I don't know. To me, it just seems very funny, like everything fell into place at the right time to make it seem like Kevin is some unsung hero, especially with everything tied to the Wells Fargo issue. But the reality is, Xavier, it may very well be that. Like, I don't think anybody's working with Kevin. Nobody likes Kevin. Nobody liked Kevin. Her family didn't like Kevin. Her friends didn't like Kevin. Production didn't like. Nobody liked Kevin. So I don't see where anybody is working with Kevin. You just gonna let my arm fall off? Right. That's that famous line from Lady Sings the Blues. And I remember, like I said, I just remember as a kid seeing it for the first time, and I remember thinking, why in the world would they keep giving this woman drugs when they know that the drug, you know what I'm saying? But in hindsight, as an adult now, you're like, you ever thought that facing the ugly, honest truth about her husband made her spiral? Sometimes the truth can put you in a very dark place. Yeah, I think that could be, and that's what I thought it was at first, Kenneth. I thought, okay, she's just trying to figure out how to do this without Kevin. Lord, not Kevin gave her some sex too, child. Kevin was her training wheels, and once they were all, she crashed. Yeah. More than one thing can be true at the same time. He can be totally unlikable and still have been a great help. Right, C. Golden. And I think that's kind of where I'm going with this. Like, people may not have liked Kevin's tactics, and he may not have been a nice person, and he clearly wasn't a great husband as far as when it came to fidelity, but he knew how to keep the train running. Now, whatever his methods were, we can argue, and this is all speculation, we don't know, but we can argue the methods of how he was keeping the train moving. But at the end of the day, I don't think anybody can deny. Now, we can disagree on why we think it happened, but nobody can be in denial that the wheels fell off after Kevin left. Now, we can debate why the wheels fell off, but I don't think anybody can debate that the wheels fell off. Wendy knew that man was having an affair. She didn't care. She was upset. We became known of it, and then she was now forced to end the marriage. She never wanted to divorce that man. I agree. She put that in her damn movie that she knew about the affair. She knew about the affair. She knew that the man had the house down the street. But like you said, it was the baby. The baby was the break. And that's why I tell people all the time, what you choose to do or not do in your marriage is your business. But I ain't never gonna tell nobody. I can't never tell nobody what to do in their marriage. I don't have no divorce to give nobody or none of that. So for you, a non-negotiable breaking point may be infidelity. For the next person, is not, for whatever their reasons are. You know, clearly infidelity was not her non-negotiable, was not her breaking point. I don't even think the baby was. I think, like you said, I agree with you, little baby. I think us, the public, finding out about the baby was the breaking point. I don't even think that the breaking point was the baby. But us finding out about the breaking point was it. But anyway, it's sad. It's sad. I pray. And the other sad thing is she really doesn't have people around her that either A, can help her, or B, that she will allow to help her. By her own admission, she doesn't have a lot of close friends. Between Kevin keeping her, sort of shut off from the world, and her own personal, I can't get too close to people thing, she really doesn't have a lot of friends, It's one thing to be cool with what's going on in your house with no windows or doors, but baby, when that door was created, exactly. People back in the day knew how to cheat, and the side chicks remained silent. Listen, not only that, but a lot of people suffered in silence. Like, we talk about the old days, them women knew about them other churn. They just ain't speak about it. Like, and a lot of times them kids wasn't acknowledged till the people was dead, child. Let this be a warning, everyone. You can't live for other people and their opinions. If you love that dog ass trifling man, stay with him. But I don't think she was happy. See, loving somebody and being happy are two different things. I believe she loved them, but it's a whole lot of people that you love that don't mean you're supposed to be with them. That doesn't mean that it's healthy. You know what I'm saying? So I believe, yeah, she loved him. That doesn't mean it was healthy. Respectful cheating is a real thing. It is. Now that part is on her. She ain't never tried to be a friend to nobody as far as exactly, see, Golden. No, that's definitely on her. Oh, that's on her. Oh, that's definitely on her. Listen. I had a friend whose wife told him, listen, do what you do, but don't bring nothing to my door and don't embarrass me. And it was funny because it was like, once she gave him permission to do it, he didn't want to do it no more. I was like, so you just like the taboo of it all. Once your wife told you it was okay for you to go out and cheat, just don't be disrespectful about it and don't bring nothing home. Now all of a sudden you ain't had that desire no more. You was over it. I said, y'all men are just a mess. Anyway, child. I can love you and leave you all at the same time. Exactly, Tracy. Hey, Chef Amber. How you doing, baby? Wendy was probably the first messy side chick. Remember, she was spreading Method Man's wife business via their pillow talk. No, they wasn't. Well, I ain't going back down that road. I love you and leave you all at the same time. Oh, I just read that. Wendy was about to keep a certain appearance that everything was excellent. Yeah. And also, you got to remember the business that she was in. She was in the business of exploiting other people's dirty laundry. The last thing she needed was for her dirty laundry to be exploited, child. All right, that's enough of Wendy, child. Let's get on. We got other stuff to talk about. We can't be here all night talking about Wendy, child. It's that reverse psychology, child. All right, R. Kelly's. Okay, so for those of you who remember the whole R. Kelly saga going back to the beginning, and I'm talking about you remember the infamous sex tape that was dropped where R. Kelly was with thank you. It was. Thank you so much. Life can be beautiful. Wendy was fine up until she made fun of Drew Carey's fiance. That woman put a her on her. Child. That's the one who unalived herself, right? Wasn't that her? So why Sparkle got to go right beside him, Xavier? What are you talking about? Why is Sparkle was the one that tried to expose him? Sparkle was one of the first people that spoke out against him. What are you talking about? Why are you putting Sparkle in there? Sparkle ain't do nothing. Anyway. Dang, Tracy's agreeing. Well, y'all tell me what Sparkle did that was wrong. Moving on. I'll wait for y'all to put that in the chat, child. Everybody agreeing with Xavier. Well, what did Sparkle do? Anyway, while y'all putting in the chat what Sparkle did so I can see whether I agree or disagree. Allegedly, in his federal trial, which is set to they get ready to start jury selection. Come to find out, Sparkle's niece, who was the young lady in that infamous tape, is now going to testify, and she's going to tell her story. She's going to explain what was, fact from fiction, allegedly, and she's going to explain why she never testified the first time, which is why he got off the first time. Because all of this shit could have been avoided if Sparkle's niece had just testified. But the family was paid off, and allegedly she's going to tell it. She's going to tell it all. Now, the reason why I'm saying I don't know why y'all blaming Sparkle is because when Sparkle found out that her niece was sleeping with R. Kelly, she was one of the first people that went to the authorities. But the family wouldn't cooperate, and Sparkle's and the niece wouldn't cooperate. And even when the tape came out, Sparkle testified at his first trial and said, "That's her. That is my niece." So I don't know why Sparkle is why y'all mad at Sparkle. Because Sparkle, she tried. She basically threw away her own career and her own music with R. Kelly to speak up. But when she found out that that girl was sleeping, when she found out that R. Kelly was having an affair with that girl, she went to the authorities. But again, it was her word against the victim herself. The victim said, "That's not me in the tape." And the victim wouldn't testify. There's nothing they can do with that. If the person won't testify and say, "Yeah, that's me," and the girl was still a minor and the family wouldn't support it, and then remember they left the country. They were living in a whole nother, I think they were living in France during the trial, so they couldn't even be subpoenaed. Remember, they go back to Surviving R. Kelly. They talked about it in the first Surviving R. Kelly. They disappeared. And Sparkle actually testified at the first trial and said, "That's my niece. And this is what I observed. And this is what I saw." She didn't, but that's what I'm saying, C. Golden. She didn't turn a blind eye. Her family did. Remember, if y'all go back and look at the first documentary, Surviving R. Kelly. Go back and look at the first documentary. She spoke out. Her own family stopped speaking to her. because she was the only one that was speaking out, and she was the only one that was saying that was her niece. She went against her whole family, and she testified at his first trial. I ain't gonna let y'all come as Sparkle. Sparkle ain't do that. That ain't on Sparkle. I'm sorry. That ain't on Sparkle. That ain't on Sparkle. That ain't on Sparkle. Sparkle was okay with the other underage girls. She thought it would be different because it was her family. I disagree. I don't remember it like that. Now maybe I don't remember. I don't remember it like that. Now I could be wrong, y'all, because that was a couple of years ago. But I remember that Sparkle spoke out when she. I remember the Sparkle spoke out. But I could be remembering it wrong. But I don't remember that part. Okay, Tracy said she did. I ain't going back and watching it again. I ain't gonna tell y'all no lie. It was hard enough to sit through the first time, so I ain't going back and looking at it again. But I might go back and look at my reviews again, because I reviewed Surviving R. Kelly. So I might go back and look at my reviews again, because I don't remember that part. I don't remember her being okay with other girls. I don't remember that part. But I could be wrong, child. I could be wrong. That niece testified that she said that Sparkle told her to call R. Kelly her goddaddy. The niece never testified, Xavier. That's not true. The niece never testified. So that part ain't true. Now, that part I know. The niece never testified. Because that was part of the problem. They never. The niece said it wasn't her in the video. And the family wouldn't cooperate. And the niece never testified. So ain't no way in the world the niece said that, because the niece never testified. She said, okay, she might be testifying today. I thought you were talking about before. Well, see, I didn't see what she said today. So y'all talking about something that's going on now? Well, I didn't see what happened today. I got to go back and see what happened today. Okay, thank you for clearing that up. I thought y'all was talking about from the documentary, because I was like, I don't remember all this in the documentary. Okay, she testified today, and she said that Sparkle told her to call R. Kelly her goddaddy. What does that have to do with Sparkle knowing that the man was sleeping with her? I gotta go back and read it. I don't know. I gotta go back and read it. The court transcripts from today say that it was the niece. That's from today. I thought you were talking about from the documentary. Her testifying, that's what we're talking about. I'm talking about the fact that she's testifying at his trial. But I didn't realize the trial had already started. Okay. Exactly. I think her brother played for R. Kelly when she testified at the trial. Her family stopped speaking to her. Yeah, she said she lost her family behind it. She lost her career and she lost the family, because her career basically was through R. Kelly. So she lost that, and then she lost her family. The niece testified that she said that Sparkle told her to call R. Kelly her goddaddy. Okay, that part, I don't see a problem with that. Again, I have to read the transcripts because I want to read the whole thing in context. And the reason why I say I don't see a problem with that is because it is. That's old school. Now, I'm not saying that it's good, bad, or indifferent. I ain't debating that. But that's old school. When I remember growing up, if I met one of my parents' friends, they were either Mr. or Mrs., aunt and uncle. So for her to say you call him your goddaddy, it's a child and there's an adult, and you're not going to just... I would never be allowed to just call somebody by their first name as a child. I never could call even to this day, I don't call my parents' friends so-and-so. I don't just be like, what's up, Kelly? What's up, Bob? What's up, Robert? Hell nah. It was aunt, uncle, Mr. or Mrs. It was you. So I could see Sparkle saying, call him goddaddy, because she may not have felt like it was appropriate. That's why I said I got to read it in context. I'm not going to automatically just say, oh, she's guilty of being part of the conspiracy because she told the woman to call the boy goddaddy when this girl was 13 years old and this was a damn adult. I don't make the leap from her saying call him goddaddy to, oh, she was okay with the man sleeping with her. Like that's a big leap. That's a big leap. I read the transcripts though. I do actually want to read the transcripts though. Hey, what's up, Virgin Love? I think that's his reputation went back to the early 90s. People are siding on her because she knew what was up with him before her niece got involved. There's plenty of people to side eye. I can see the logic because when folks are interviewed each other's lives, God Daddy wouldn't be out of the norm. There's always a title on something. What's up, Diamond Pearl? What's up? Hey, y'all, Mr. and Mrs. Aunt. Yeah. That is before they knew she was sleeping with her niece. Everyone was addressed as aunt. That's what I'm saying. Like her saying, well, she told me to call him God Daddy. That ain't striking me as weird. Again, that's how I grew up. Now I can't speak for everybody, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I ain't about to sit here and debate that. But I know even to this day, and I'm grown. Even to this day, I don't call my parents' friends by their first name. My mama had friends at church, and she'll say, "Yeah, I talked to Diane." And I'm like, "Oh, how's Miss Diane doing?" I still don't call them people by their first name because that's just how I was raised. They're older than me. They're my elders. They're my mother's friends. Even though I'm grown, they're my mother's friends. I don't call them by their first name. And even people who, when we were younger, and we grown now, I still call them Mr., Mrs., Aunt, Uncle. I got aunts and uncles that I know I ain't related to, but they aunt and they uncle. They gonna be aunt and uncle until they ain't here no more. Maybe that's my Gen Z brain. I just think it's weird to have a whole stranger within a professional setting being called God Daddy. Sparkle said, she know this young woman. She said something to another person in his bond, and they said it was cool. She felt something was wrong and ignored it. Yeah, and again, hindsight is always 20/20. I'm not saying that Sparkle was perfect and that Sparkle made all of the right decisions. What I'm saying is, I'm not going to. Again, I'm gonna read the transcript, y'all, but I'm not going to sit here and make it seem like Sparkle was part of the problem. To me, it seems like Sparkle was one of those that won't be my niece. But a lot of us do that. Like, if we're being honest, let's be honest. A lot of us are that person. A lot of us are that person. Sparkle spoke up when she caught wind of things. She also went on the Breakfast Club, too, talking about things a few years ago. The niece didn't testify and Sparkle fell out with the family. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know, y'all. I just feel like the throw at Sparkle, and again, I ain't saying she was perfect. Hell, I wasn't there and I don't know her. So I ain't got no dog in this fight. I'm just saying I just feel like we want to keep throwing blame at other. That's just like, to me, it's the same as when people want to blame the parents, right? At the end of the day, did the parents make some bad decisions? Absolutely. Yes, the parents made some bad decisions. But does that mean that what happened to their children, they deserve that? Does that mean it was okay for R. Kelly to take advantage of their parents making bad decisions? Because again, I tell y'all all the time, we can go back to the Motown days, and we can go back further than that, obviously. But let's go back to the Motown days. Little Stevie Wonder, remember, Little Stevie Wonder, he started traveling with Motown when he was like 12 or 13 years old. This was a blind kid traveling. I mean, he had a chaperone, but we think about the Temptations, we think about the Supremes, we think about a lot of these groups were young kids whose parents allowed them to go off and travel the dangerous South, the Chitlin Circuit, at a time period where they could have been lynched driving down the street. And it's easy for us to look back now and be like, oh, well, what were those parents thinking? And they were this and they were that. And again, did they make bad decisions, child? Absolutely, they made bad decisions. Absolutely, they made bad decisions. But if you know your child is talented and R. Kelly is talented, remember, R. Kelly had never been convicted of anything at that point. There were a lot of rumors out there, and yes, it was the whole Aaliyah thing and all of that. But the man he had never been convicted of anything. So when people want to throw blame at the parents, I just like, why are we so quick to always want to absolve the criminal? We're so quick to find all these excuses what other people should have done. And to me, every time we find an excuse for what other people should have done, we're taking away from the real criminal, which is R. Kelly. There's no excuse. None. My goddaughter siblings call me auntie. Exactly. Oh, some of the parents I 100% blame. Once he was on trial and then you took your 14-year-old backstage to see him. No, mama. I blame them all. Okay. All of my mommy's childhood friends, I still call auntie to this day. Some are better and more supportive in blood family. I don't get it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, me too. Me too, child. Me too. Shoot, I had some family. I didn't realize until I was an adult that I wasn't blood related to them. I thought they really were my aunt and uncle. I didn't know we weren't blood related. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna have to read the transcript. I didn't realize the trial started this week. I thought it was coming up because I know that R. Kelly his lawyers were petitioning the judge that anybody that saw the documentary, they want them thrown off the jury. So I didn't realize that any testimony had started because I didn't realize they had finished choosing the jury. So I got to get caught up. That's one of those things that I guess I lost track of while I was out of the country. France was great. I had a great time in Paris. A lot of my mommy's childhood. Oh, I just read that. Imagine that a fool would have stopped his madness. Just question where they think R. Kelly career would be. Imagine if that fool would have just stopped his child. Okay. But again, it was a sickness. Like, I really believe that R. Kelly is sick. Like, and I'm not making no excuses for him at all. None. But R. Kelly is sick. There's something wrong with him. Even if you only believe half of what has been written about him, he's sick. I blame the manager and all the people that helped him, locked them all up for aiding and abetting. Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree that there's other people that definitely deserve the blame. I don't disagree with that at all. But I had to get caught up on that, y'all, because I guess the dates got away from me. The dates definitely got away from me. I did not realize what happened. What's going on? Okay. I did Paris, Istanbul, Barcelona in May in 10 days. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. That sounds nice. That sounds like a nice trip. I've been to all those places, and I definitely want to go back to Barcelona. Istanbul, but I definitely want to go back to Barcelona. You read Joycelyn's book. She basically confirmed all the rumors. He need to control the grooming those girls to perform sexual acts on him and each other for his pleasure. Child, I ain't read it. I heard it was a pamphlet. They said it was like an 11-page memoir. Child, how she fit anything in 11 pages? Anyway, child. But I'll get caught up. I gotta get caught up on what's going on with the R. Kelly thing. And I have some more details. I did not realize that everything had started already. That's my bad, y'all. I guess my vacation got away from me. My timeline got away from me, child. All right, Verzuz. So Timberland and SwissBeats. Yeah, I figured the judge was going to reject that. That's just crazy. So Timberland and SwissBeats are suing Triller. Triller, they said that there was an agreement for them to sell Verzuz to Triller. And basically Triller has defaulted on it was 21 pages with clip art from not Windows 95. Woo, not clip art from Windows 95. Ciao. Anyway. Now Triller has responded, so let me read y'all what they said, child. All right, this is coming from the Shade Room. Less than 24 hours after the news broke that SwissBeats and Timberland are suing Triller for $28 million regarding the Verzuz deal, the company has officially responded. Via a newly released statement, Triller claims that not only have SwissBeats and Timberland already been paid a significant amount, but also the two hip-hop producers have not yet met the additional requirement for further payouts. Thank you, Extra Smoke. Triller is firing back against the multi-million-dollar lawsuit filed against them, saying their side of things is very different, and it relates to Verzuz and alleged money owed. A representative for Triller provided an official statement saying this is not a feud over Verzuz, but simply about earn-out payments to Swizz and Tim. Swizz and Tim have personally been paid by Triller over $50 million in cash and stock to date. See, it's the and stock part. We'll come back to that. And they slated to benefit even more over time. In addition, they have annual obligations, which, if met and no breach has occurred, entitles them to additional payments. Triller continued with claims that Swizz and Tim have not fulfilled the initial terms of the agreement. Only one payment and $10 million is in question. Only one payment of $10 million is in question. We do not believe that they have met the threshold for that payment yet, which includes but not limited to delivery of a set number of Verzuz events. And we have been trying to resolve this amicably, and this does not affect the overall agreement. Now, let me say this. I haven't seen the contract. So let me start by saying I ain't seen the contract. Okay. So let me put that there with a period. I have not seen the contract, period. But this is what I'm going to say. Timberland and SwissBeats, their version of it is that they signed a contract for cash payment. They didn't say nothing about no stock. And stock ain't the same as cash. If I sell you my company and I say that my company is worth $60 million and we agree to $60 million, that don't mean that I want stock. That means I want my $60 million. It doesn't say $60 million, the equivalent of $60 million. It says cash. And Timberland and SwissBeats is saying cash. So I feel like you already playing word games when you throw in cash and stock, because their lawsuit is saying y'all owe them cash. They agreed to a cash payout. Now, again, I haven't seen the contract, so I can't say who's right or who's wrong. I'm saying here's where we start playing with words, right? Words mean things. So the word cash means this is how much you owe me. $60 million in cash, not the equivalent of $60 million worth of ... Because if you're saying they gave you $50 million in stock and cash, hell, they might have gave you $10 million in cash and $40 million in stock. That ain't what I asked for. The other thing that I'm a little questioning is this. Since when does the sale of a company, or since when does me getting all of the money of my company hinge on certain deliverables after the fact? And what I mean by that is, hey, Pat, what I mean by that is this. Why does it matter? Like, how does a certain amount of events, like you have to deliver a certain amount of events after the fact for you to get the rest of your money? Again, if that's how the contract was written, can't say nothing about it. You let the contract go like that. Oh, you okay? Oh, both of those mine? Mm-hmm. What I order? I don't remember ordering. Oh, I know what this is. Oh gosh. Okay. I know what this is too. Okay, I knew what this was. I liked Verzuz much more before Triller took over. I think most people did. But it seems to me like, and again, if that's how the contract was written, that's one thing. But I'm thinking to myself, damn, how many I bought some new bands for my iWatch, my Apple Watch. That's what this is. It's the same band, just different colors. That color's kind of the same, huh? All right. Shopping again, and she didn't buy a lot. No, this is just watch bands. These are watch bands for my iWatch, my Apple Watch. These are just watch bands. That other box, that big box, that's not something I ordered. That's something somebody sent me. I didn't order that. What's in Monique's husband contract is this? Right, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Again, first of all, that's crazy that, and I don't think they would agree to that, but they might, depending on what the payout was, depending on what the agreement was, maybe they would agree to that. Maybe they would. That's number one. Number two, if they did agree to that, how many damn events were they supposed to have? Because since they've sold Verzuz, they've had at least, I mean, I would have to do the math. I would have to count it up. But I feel like they've had at least 10 to 15 Verzuz. What was the agreement? Because remember at one point in time, it's like it was a Verzuz every couple of months. And they've had some, excuse me. And they've had some major Verzuz. Like they've had some major events. So I'm really sitting here trying to figure this out. I don't know. Like I said, the tail will be in the tape. Like it's gonna come down to the contract and whose attorneys wrote the better contracts. But it sounds to me like SwissBeats and Timberland expected a cash payout, period. That's it. Sounds to me like Triller thinks that they can play around with stocks and if you give me this, then we'll give you that. It sounds like they're holding the rest of their payment hostage against future events or whatever. We couldn't even keep up with the Verzuz. They had a whole... Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, they had Verzuz that we forgot about. We were like, oh, damn, that happened? I mean, again, SwissBeats and Timberland can't control whether people give a damn about it. They can't control whether people wanted that particular Verzuz. But at the end of the day, they had the Verzuz. Child. So that's what's going on with Timberland, and sound like rich people arguing over a lot of money to me. But if they owe them people the money, they need to pay them people their money. Now that's just, if they owe them people their money, they need to pay them people their money. Am I counting the drunk Chaka Khan? They owe me one. Listen, but if you think about since Triller took over Verzuz, there have been a lot of Verzuz. Like I'm wondering, I'm really curious as to what the contract. Let's assume for a minute that the contract stated that they had to do a certain number of Verzuz. I'm very interested in what that number is because there has been a significant amount of Verzuz under Triller, a significant amount. I checked out the Verzuz world. It was cute during the panty, but we ran out of good acts and it turned into the club let out. Yeah. I mean, at this point, I think we're all over it. I like the idea. I think a touring Verzuz would be cool at this point. Like at this point, I would go, like, for example, I would go see, I'm just using examples, y'all. I would pay to go see Ozzy Brothers versus Earth, Wind & Fire. I would pay to go see, I would pay to see Gladys Knight, Patty. I would pay to see, like some of these I would pay to see if they were a traveling concert. As far as me sitting in front of my TV watching them again, it's kind of different. Verzuz wanted people to pay to watch and no one did. I wonder if they would make more money than they did trying to recoup it. Thank you. Okay, Twinkie, sometimes Patty. I know that's right. Hey, what's up? Gladys and Patty are on tour. They are. See, I would pay to see that. I knew Patty was on tour. I didn't know Gladys was with her child. We need a Maxwell versus Robin Thicke or Maxwell versus Joe. Ooh, a Maxwell versus Robin Thicke would be decent. Although Maxwell would, I think, will perform Robin Thicke under the table, but I would be here for the music. I'm not over it. I'm not able to go to concerts. It works for me. But they must be able to sing live, child. I mean, there are verses that I still want to see. It just doesn't have that same, when we were sort of handicapped, we were sort of stuck in a house and, remember when the Verzuz first started, we didn't have a lot of original television going on because they couldn't film anything. There was a lot of reruns. That's when I started doing the throwback reviews because there wasn't a lot of new TV on. So they kind of had a captive audience, right? So that's all I'm saying, that now it's just different now. I have physical limitations. Okay, Tracy. Listen, I get it, baby. I get it. Maxwell versus Joe would get a whole lot of people in trouble. It sure would. Ooh, you talk about a baby boom. Oh. Child, you talk about a baby boom, honey. Right, Cindy. That's what I'm saying. That the music would be good, but as far as the performance, Maxwell would have that one hands down, child. Maxwell would kill Robin Thicke in a performance, like a Verzuz performance. Maxwell gonna be at the MGM in November, child. So yeah, I don't know. It's really gonna come down to who wrote the better contract, because it's all well and good what you expected. It's all well and good what you wanted to happen, but it's gonna come down to whose attorney wrote the better contract. Because it's whatever you signed is what you signed. Not he the original Mr. Joe's the original Mr. Still Your Girl. Child. But that's what's going on with that, child. All right, let's see what else is going on. Let's see what else I got going on here. A trial date has been set in the case of Philly Phil versus Miss Robbie suing the YouTuber Philly Phil. I believe their trial starts. Oh shoot, I don't have it in front of me. I wrote it down, but I don't have it in front of me. But the preliminary hearings start soon. Y'all know how these things go. They have the preliminary hearings and then this and this and then that. But I think the preliminary hearing is set sometime in the next 2 months. I don't have it in front of me, but it's set. It's pretty soon. She really needs to try to settle, but that's just my opinion. Robin Thicke sounds like Remy Shan, the Canadian that was singing long before Robin. Ooh. It's so sad. Yeah, she's still suing Jonathan. She sure is. I am, and I said I was gonna wait till I got back from my trip to talk to reach out to Simone, but I'm gonna reach out to Simone and let her look it up so we can talk about it. You think the YouTuber will win, or you think Miss Robbie will win? I'm not an attorney, but I think that YouTuber she's in trouble. That's my opinion. Oh, I thought I read something. Yeah, I know Robin Thicke is Canadian. Oh, you're not talking to me. Okay. All right. So Deshaun Watson has now been suspended for 11 games, and he will have to pay, I think it's $15 million, which is the largest payout in NFL history from a player. Let me see. So that'll be interesting. I definitely feel like that's a response to a lot of people being upset, thinking that he got off, thinking that he wasn't being held accountable. So they've now added to the suspension and added to the fine, child. The NFL was appealing, but now they're saying that the NFL, that they've come to an agreement. I guess they got all that. Listen, they got all that backlash, and the NFL was like, "Whoa, wait a minute. Maybe we should just leave this one alone. Maybe we should leave this one alone, child." Child. All right, I got a couple more stories, and we're gonna get out of here. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Oh, that jet lag coming down on me, but I gotta stay up. I can't go to bed this early. All right, I have a stuff we did not ask for. Now this one doesn't seem too bad. Y'all let me know what y'all think. So listen, for the people who are new in the chat, we have a segment over here called Shit We Did Not Ask For. If it's something that you asked for, you put a 1 in the chat. If it's something you did not ask for, you put a 2 in the chat. And if you really didn't ask for, if it's a hell no, you put a 3 in the chat. If you are a member, you have access to the emojis that say yes, no, and hell no. So I don't think this one is a bad one. Coffee Mate is going to create plant-based almond and oat milk creamers, and they're going to be coming to a Walmart near you. Now, I don't think that's a bad one, y'all. I don't think that's a bad one. If you are into, if you don't drink regular milk and the creamer, your body can't process, all that stuff, I don't think that's a bad one. You don't have to want it, but I don't think that's a bad one. What y'all think? Okay, I see some ones. I see a lot of ones. Okay. All right. It says makes sense. Sounds nasty. He said it sounds nasty. Well, it might sound nasty. Hold on. Okay. Now, okay, I see a 2.5. Listen, here y'all go with these 1.5s and these 2.5s, child. Now, here's one. I got 2. I actually have more, but today we'll do 2 shit you did not ask for. So here's the second one. Are y'all ready? Again, 1 for yes, 2 for no, 3 for hell no. Blackish creator Kenya Barris is going to write and direct a Wizard of Oz remake, an updated Wizard of Oz remake. Is that a yes, a no, or a hell no? Let me say that again. The creator of Blackish, the TV show Blackish, is getting ready to write and direct an updated Wizard of Oz remake for Warner Brothers. Y'all, okay, Virgin Love says she asked for it. I see a lot of 3s, though. I see a lot of 2s and a lot of 3s. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's a 3 for me. It's a 3 for me. First of all, we already have, because what you're going to do is give us a black version. We already got a black version. It's called The Wiz, okay? It is called The Wiz. We got a black version of The Wizard of Oz. It is called The Wiz. Now, if you're going to update The Wiz, what you going to do? And y'all know how I feel about all this recycled shit. Listen, Kenya, you are too talented to just keep recycling. Come up with something new. Give us a sequel, okay? If you want it, there was a sequel written. I think it was called. There was a sequel written somewhere down the line. Make a movie of the sequel. Tell us what happened after Dorothy ass got back to Chicago. What happened when Dorothy took her happy ass back to Chicago after she was chasing Toto in the snow? With Diana Ross's old ass trying to be damn Dorothy. She's supposed to be Dorothy. She looking 50 years old. But that's another conversation for another day. Give us an updated sequel. Maybe she had to go back to Oz because she got pregnant by the Tin Man and she need to go find him. I don't know. Okay? But I'm sick of us looking at the same thing over and over again. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. That's just me. Get a director a chance, y'all. Damn, it might be good. Lord say, give him a chance. There are different sequels. I prefer the sequel to Wicked, Son of the Witch. Now, I've never seen this. I didn't read the sequel. I ain't gonna lie. It was hard for me to read Wicked. It was hard for me to read Wicked. Dorothy was in Kansas, but in The Wiz, she was from Detroit. Remember, it was a snowstorm in Detroit? You asked for the oat milk. Wicked was great. I loved Wicked. I absolutely love Wicked. And Cynthia Erivo is going to be in the revival of Wicked. It's coming back to Broadway. And the movie. I'm sorry. It's not coming back to Broadway. They're making a movie and she's starring in the movie, Cynthia Erivo. And I know a lot of people don't fuck with her. I'm just telling y'all. Y'all ain't got to like it. I'm just telling y'all. All those nursery rhymes and his arse to send him on his way to come up with the better idea, child. Not the Wiz Breaking Bad in Kansas, child. Child. All right. Rick Ross. Now, y'all know we gave Rick Ross a whole lot of credit. Rick Ross owns all these wing stops and all these different businesses. But he owns a bunch of wing stops. Well, Rick Ross and his family has been fined by the federal government for allegedly making employees pay for safety training and cash register shortages in Mississippi, in his Mississippi locations. To his credit, he has taken full responsibility. He said, listen, shit. I mean, he didn't say this, but basically he was like, shit happens. People make mistakes. We're owning up to our mistakes. He said the problem is, he said, making a mistake, but the thing is to not make the same mistake twice. And we won't make the same mistake twice. So listen, he gonna pay the fine. And he said it ain't gonna happen again. All right. Hollywood is a content nightmare. They aren't betting on new content because it's too risky. Having a reboot under your belt is what makes you marketable as creative, child. She sure did. She stole Stephanie Mills' role because she was sleeping with the producer. But, child, that's another conversation. Look at what Jon Favreau did. He did that Lion King reboot and now has the head writer for the Mandalorian reboots make money. $7.25 an hour isn't a mistake, but slave labor. But okay. Yeah. Listen. I'm just saying. We forgave Walmart. Y'all, ain't nobody stopped shopping at Walmart. Walmart treated their employees just as bad. They got charged with a lot of the same shit down to the Walmart, and people still shopping at Walmart. We gave Walmart a second chance. So all I'm saying is we ain't gonna condemn the man. He made a mistake. He gonna pay his fine, and as long as we don't see him doing it again. But I mean, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you what he said. That's all I'm saying. Walmart was didn't want child. Walmart was doing all kinds of stuff. I ain't forget Walmart either. See Golden. I don't fuck with Walmart. I do not fuck with Walmart. But I'm saying a lot of people do. A lot of people do still. A lot of people love them some Walmart, honey. All right. Okay, let me read y'all this story. Not as walking distance. Okay. Is that it? Hold on. Oh, we got two more stories. Um, this is interesting. Now, while I was gone, I don't know why y'all waited till I left the country. While I was gone, the FBI done raided Mar-a-Lago and they done took all these classified documents that they say that Donald Trump done stole. Okay. They done raided Mar-a-Lago and they done took all these classified documents that they say Donald Trump done stole. Well, today we found out that ex-Trump Organization executive Alan Weisselberg pled guilty for his role in a 15-year long tax fraud scheme and has agreed to testify against the company at trial. As a result, the district attorney of New York said that they have significant evidence of the Trump Organization's tax evasion. Listen, y'all. Y'all know what we say over here. Whenever people start cutting deals, y'all know what that means. They cutting deals because they doing what? Singing. And he was the head of the organization. He know where all the bodies are buried, baby. He is telling it. He is telling it. It may not come when we want it, but I think it's coming. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to get too happy. I don't want to get too excited. But y'all, I think it's coming. It may not come when we want it. But I think it's coming. I'm just saying. His ex-daughter-in-law told on him, well, child. Merrick said, y'all gonna put some respect on his name? Yeah, because people was giving Merrick the blues, child. They got the mob on tax evasion. Listen, I keep telling people all the time. I tell people all the time. I said this last night. I said, Al Capone killed all kinds of people. He was running drugs, prostitution, numbers, but they couldn't put him in jail for none of that. They put him in jail for what? Not paying his taxes. The government gonna get their money. Now they'll look the other way with a whole lot of stuff, but baby, they're gonna get their money. Michael Cohen said he told on him too. Not Barron told. You know what? Child. It's a mess. It is a mess. So yeah. So that literally just happened today. So y'all keep your eye out on that because I don't know. That might be the last nail in the coffin. That might be the last thing they needed. I don't know. I don't know that to be a fact, but child. All right, so let's get into this last story, then I'm going to get out of here. I feel, you know how like I'm really starting to get tired, sleepy, but I can't go to bed this early. I cannot go to bed this early. I'm gonna try to get y'all a couple of reviews tonight. Is what I'm gonna try to do. So last night, child, it went down with the Tasha K universe. So all kinds of stuff was happening in the Tasha K universe last night. So listen. This is a multi-layered situation with Tasha K and the world. Okay. So we had Tasha K and Storm Monroe still going at it. We had Storm Monroe and Tasha K going at it, and Storm Monroe and what's the girl named Chelsea going at it. Then we had Armand Wiggins going at it with Tasha K. Armand Wiggins and Storm Monroe. Then we had Conscious TV going at it with Tasha K which brought Larry Reid into it. And then Larry Reid had to clear his name because they was getting ready to go down the rabbit hole with him and try to say that he had something to do with some money coming up missing. And it turned into a whole clusterfuck, okay? And it's still going on. Like, even when I went live, Conscious TV was live talking about some stuff. Armand Wiggins and Storm Monroe did a video together earlier where Armand Wiggins was interviewing Storm Monroe. It's a lot. Okay, I'm going to give y'all the layers, but I can't go too deep because, child, I'll be here till tomorrow. But allegedly is this. Tasha K, y'all know Tasha K, the YouTuber that was sued by Cardi B, blah, blah, blah. She had a mentee by the name of Storm Monroe. Storm Monroe is, she taught him her playbook, right? And he has like 200,000 subscribers, and he gets really, really, really good numbers on YouTube. Okay. Last year they fell out. There are a lot of layers to why they fell out, y'all. I really cannot get into all of it. One, I can't get into all of it because I don't know all the layers because it was a lot of information. But generally speaking, they fell out last year and it got ugly. Tasha K was airing out his dirty laundry. He was airing out Tasha K's dirty laundry. Now, there's somebody in the middle by the name of Chelsea. Chelsea ended up working for Tasha K. And there was a situation where Tasha K asked Storm Monroe to let Chelsea live with him for a little while because she had just moved to Atlanta so she could get on her feet, whatever. Now, y'all got to follow this one. Chelsea was dating a man by the name of Von Reed. Von Reed is the guy that used to date, what's the girl that was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta last season that was the YouTuber out of Canada? They used to date. It was a whole situation. But when Chelsea and Von Reed's relationship fell apart, they started dragging each other. They started telling each other's business. They started putting Tasha K's business. Well, he started putting Tasha K's business out. It was a whole lot of back and forth. Then the Storm Monroe situation, all of this blew up around December of last year. Latoya Ali, thank you. All of this blew up around December of last year. Well, since December of last year, Storm Monroe and Tasha K, they've been throwing like light shade back and forth at each other, but nothing major, at least from where I sit. She's made some comments here, there. He's made some comments here, there. But, they kind of just been moving in their own lanes. Tasha K was dealing with her trial at the beginning of the year. Storm Monroe was trying to, build his numbers back up and get himself together, whatever. Last week, Storm Monroe drugged the shit out of Tasha K on his Patreon. Official King Payne did a video about it and basically reported back to YouTube this whole video. He's bisexual, Xavier. Did a whole video on this video that he did dragging Tasha K, which brought it to the YouTube streets. And so Tasha K responded. Last night, there was a live on Chelsea's YouTube channel where they were basically talking about it. Now, Conscious TV has been trying to play mediator, and he's been trying to get Storm Monroe and Tasha K to talk it out, and maybe not be friends, but be friendly. Hey, Mr. Willie, how you doing? Okay. So last night, they were over on Chelsea's channel talking, and Conscious TV made some derogatory comments about Tasha K's attorney. Now, Conscious TV said it was just a joke. It was some shade, but he didn't think it was that serious. He was like, I threw some shade at your attorney. Something about how her attorney, basically, he ain't say nothing that the rest of us ain't said about her attorney, how her attorney fumbled the bag. And the reason why she owed Cardi B now is because her attorneys ain't do a good job in court. Yeah, Olga. Well, come to find out, Olga has also done legal work for Larry Reid. Yeah, I remember Larry Reid, the same guy I've been talking to y'all about as it relates to the Bishop Whitehead situation. He's a big YouTuber. He mainly reports on the church sector, the Kojic Baptist, whatever. Right? That's what he does a lot of his stuff on his YouTube channel. He's a former pastor, singer, all that kind of stuff. Allegedly, well, it's not, this part ain't alleged. Olga did some work for Larry Reid. This was about 3 years ago. There was a case. Larry Reid was being sued about 3 years ago. And as a result of a mistake that Olga made, now all of this has been confirmed by Larry Reid. So this isn't alleged. This is what Larry Reid said. And he said the case is over now. But at the time, he said that Olga's mistake cost him a $25,000 judgment. That's what he said. Put a pin in that part. I'm going to come back to the $25,000 judgment. So Conscious TV threw that out last night when he was talking to Tasha K and Chelsea on Chelsea's channel. He said, well, Olga, she calls Larry Reid $25,000. Now, Tasha K, two things happened in that moment. Well, really three things. Three things happened. The first thing that happened was it pissed Tasha K off. She didn't like Conscious TV talking about her attorney. So that's the first thing that happened. The second thing that happened was Tasha K made some assumptions. She assumed that Larry Reid had not spoken about this situation publicly and that Conscious TV was telling private business on a public platform. And her thing was, why are you out here telling your mentor's business? Why are you telling that man's legal business? That's number one. She made that assumption. Number two, she also made the assumption, because I believe this is what Olga told her. Her thing was, well, Olga did not make Larry King pay. I keep saying Larry King. Y'all know I mean Larry Reid. Did not make Larry Reid pay any legal fees as a result of that mistake. Yes, it was a mistake. Didn't mean to do it. And she ate the legal fees. That was Tasha K's understanding. So Tasha K's understanding was, one, didn't realize that Larry Reid had spoken publicly about this situation and that Conscious TV was telling private business. Two, that Larry Reid did not have to foot the bill from this mistake. Now, before I finish that out, the case was appealed. Larry Reid won on appeal. So the $25,000 mistake has been wiped out because the judgment is gone because they won their appeal. Okay, so the whole case at this point is nullified. It's a void situation. Now, one, Larry Reid has publicly spoken about this court case, including the fact that there was a $25,000 mistake, and that the reason why he speaks on it now is because the case has been resolved. It is no longer an ongoing situation, right? So Conscious TV was not betraying any confidences by speaking on it. Now, was it necessary for him to throw the shade? Maybe not. Was it necessary for him to make the comment? Maybe not. But his thing was, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. It was a joke. I threw some shade. I thought we would laugh about it and keep it moving. I didn't really think that Tasha K would get in her feelings the way she did. I didn't expect the response from Tasha K that I got. And that's what he was saying. He was like, I didn't expect that response. The second thing was, Tasha K did not have all of the facts as it related to the money side of this. So Tasha K went on to speak about how you talking about Conscious TV, you putting your mentor out there because Olga didn't charge him, but yet, or he never had to pay that $25,000 judgment, but Conscious TV had a fundraiser or he raised money to help pay the $25,000 judgment. Again, I don't follow this enough. This was 3 years ago. I don't remember. I'm only going by what was said last night. Allegedly, Conscious TV raised like $7,000 on his channel to put towards or to donate towards this judgment, right? Not that Larry Reid didn't have the money, because I believe Larry Reid has the money. I just think that was something that he did to help out because Larry Reid is his mentor. And so he asked for donations to go towards the fund. So what Tasha K was insinuating last night was, you raised that $7,000 or that $8,000 for this judgment that your mentor never had to pay. Now, you need to go find out from Larry Reid where that money went, because it didn't go towards his legal case because he never had to pay that money. So now we done brought Larry Reid into it. And Larry Reid was like, how I get in it? Larry Reid was like, first of all, there was no need to bring me in this, period. No matter who, whether it was Tasha K or whether it was Conscious TV. Whoever brought my name up, it was no need to bring my name up. That's number one. No need to put me in this. Number one. Number two, there was money involved that I had to pay out of pocket. Ultimately, I did win the appeal. And no, she did not charge me the full amount of what she could have or should have charged me, but there was money involved. So I didn't steal nothing. I didn't embezzle nothing. I didn't mismanage nothing. The money was legit, and it went where it was supposed to go. So Larry Reid went live on Conscious TV's channel to clear it up. And then he went live with Tasha K to clear it up. And Tasha K did admit that she was wrong, that she had some misinformation, and she apologized for misspeaking as it related to Larry Reid and this money. But, and like I said, the whole Storm Monroe, Tasha K thing, that's still going on, child. They just dragging each other. At a certain point, they telling the same stories over and over again. They just might be adding a little bit of oohs and ahs to it, but they telling the same damn information that they done already put out there for the most part. It's a few things that you'll be like, oh, damn, you ain't say that the first time. But honestly, at this point, if you say you were sleeping on an air mattress because you didn't have no money, and now the story is, well, you were sleeping on an air mattress because you didn't have no money for 6 months. I mean, it's the same story. You might have just added a little bit of ooh or a little bit of ah to it, but it's the same damn story. Now, here's where I'm curious about a few things, y'all. Now, this is where I'm adding my little sauce to it, okay? How long you been sitting on that, Tasha K? You cool with Larry Reid. Y'all collaborate together. You're good. You cool with him. You know, they have both spoken highly of each other. And Larry Reid said, listen, other people have tried to warn me about Tasha K, but listen, I'm cool with her. She cool with me. She ain't never done nothing to me. And until she burned me, I'm good. You know, and I think that Larry Reid is definitely moving with caution because he's not a fool either. But how long have you been sitting on the fact that you thought Larry Reid mismanaged this money? Because it came out your mouth way too quick and easy. How long have you been sitting on the fact that you thought Larry Reid stole this money? Because, I mean, we can use all the fancy words. Child, you think Larry Reid stole the money. Hey, Regina Hawkins, how you doing, babe? Maybe Tasha K was looking for an excuse to be upset with Conscious TV. Maybe. The judge told Tasha K to settle prior to trial, but it was already too late. Cardi didn't want to settle. Well, you could go even further back than that. Tasha, from the beginning, Cardi B asked Tasha K to take the videos down. All the woman had to do was take the damn videos down. And if she had just taken the videos down, that would have cleared up a lot of this. But I ain't going back down that road. Child, we done beat that Cardi B, Tasha K to death. Child, we done beat that horse to death, child. My question is, why is Olga talking to her clients about her other clients' cases? That's a whole nother conversation too. Now, little baby, that's a good question, and I asked that question too. Look at that, y'all. I done scratched my finger. I was eating crabs earlier. Child, I done scratched my finger. I agree with that too, little baby. That's a good question too. Why is Olga discussing any of her situation and her financial arrangements with her? Now, that's a good question, little baby. That's a very good question. So I just feel like you've been sitting on that one. And Larry Reed, you're not stupid. I don't know him like that. I ain't friends with him. I don't talk to him. But if it came to me, it had to have come to you. How long you been sitting on that information? Ready to do what with it, Tasha? Because when I say this all happened in less than 4 hours, like Conscious TV got into it, really it happened faster than that. Because when they were on the panel, and the minute Conscious TV brought up Olga and how Olga cost Larry Reed $25,000, Tasha started going, y'all know how she do. She started going off. And probably within 2 hours of that initial comment, she started going there with the money. So how long you been sitting on this? Yeah, Larry was introduced. Yeah, Tasha recommended Olga. Yep. Now, mind you, this was 3 years ago, y'all. This was a long time ago, and it's over. Like I said, the case has been resolved. But that's the first thing that popped in my head, y'all. I was like, you've been waiting for this. You've been waiting for a minute to quote unquote expose Larry Reed. That's the first thing. The second thing that came up last night, and this was after her and Larry Reed cleared the air, and they were just kind of sitting on the channel shooting the shit, right? It came up about her company, Kibi Studios. And this goes back to, if y'all were over here when I had Simone up here with Girl Is That Legal, and she was going through all the things that Tasha K is doing right now to try to protect her assets, is the word I'll use. Chelsea made a comment about Tasha K and her company. And Tasha K was very quick to correct Chelsea and tell Chelsea, I don't work for my company. I just volunteer. I just do volunteer work. I don't work for my company. I just do volunteer work. Well, that goes back to what Simone was saying about her trying to, quote unquote, protect her assets. Because if she doesn't actually work for Kibi Studios, and she doesn't get a salary, and therefore her wages can't be garnished when this settlement comes through. But here's what I'm going to say about that. And I ain't nobody's attorney, and I ain't go to nobody's law school. But here's what I know about YouTube, because I work for YouTube. Man, when I first started doing YouTube and I first got monetized, we used to get a 1099. And a 1099 is basically a tax document, and you have to file it with the government when you file your taxes, and you have to pay taxes on that money. YouTube would give us all of our money, and then it was up to us to put aside enough money to pay our taxes, or we have to owe on that money at the end of the year, right? But now we get a W-2 from YouTube. They take the taxes out of our money now. I filed a W-2 with YouTube just like I filed with my regular job. So you still getting paid from YouTube, boo. Now maybe all of her paperwork on YouTube is in Kibi Studios' name and not in her name. But all of your YouTube money, which is being taxed as you being the employee, you're still getting a paycheck. Now, again, the paycheck may not have Tasha K's name on it or whatever her legal name is. her W-2 might be in the name of Kibi Studios or LLC or something. I don't know. I again, I ain't nobody's lawyer, and I damn sure ain't no tax lawyer. Okay, but it is going to come down to the same thing that Simone was saying a couple of weeks ago. When did you do all of this? When did you change the name? When did you put this W-2 in the, like, when did you do all of that? Because if you didn't do it prior to the court case, then it's going to look very suspect. The other thing she talked about was the house. Now, remember, Simone brought up the fact that the house is no longer in her name, that she gifted the house to her husband. And they are renting the house out. She said that last night on the live last night. She said they're renting that house out, and that her and her husband have moved to Florida because there are tax benefits to them moving to the state of Florida. According to Tasha K, they no longer live in Atlanta. They live in Florida now. And they are renting out her Atlanta home. And she said that house is in her daughter's name, so that her daughter will always have a home no matter what happens. Her daughter will always have a house. But remember, Simone showed us the paperwork that all of that wasn't done until after she lost the case, but before she filed her appeal. Again, I ain't go to nobody's law school, but that sounds very interesting. So for real, last night, what she said away from the mess was way more interesting than what she said in the mess. Because that whole shit with her and Storm Monroe, I don't even care nothing about. Because again, like I said, they've been dragging each other for 6 months. At this point, ain't you tired, Miss Millie? Y'all ain't tired of talking about each other. But the flip side of all of it, though, is what she said after the fact. And she confirmed a lot of what Simone said as far as what she's doing and the moves that she's making. I just thought that was interesting, y'all. I thought that was interesting. I agree, Diamond Pearl. Now, like I said, I'm gonna reach out. I'm actually gonna reach. Some of y'all brought up us doing, me and Simone speaking on a regular basis. I am gonna talk to her about us. Now, y'all know she's planning a wedding, and so she's got a lot going on. But I am gonna talk to her about maybe once a month, us, doing once a week might be too much. But if we could get together once a month and just talk about some of the different cases that are going on. I do want to try to get her to on here to talk about the case with Relly, I was gonna say Relly Rail Lord, Philly Phil, and Miss Robbie. I do want her to look over that case, and I do want her to break it down, because again, just because I think the woman that Philly Phil may be in trouble, she might look at the papers and say, no, she good. So, oh, thank you, Soul Firm. Oh, they missed me. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for missing me. Tasha K needs to shut the hell up. Yes, she do. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to her about it. So she has it in her daughter's name to avoid capital gains on a rental residence. See, that's what I'm talking about. All right, y'all. Ooh, I feel like y'all, I'm crashing fast. Like I'm like, as I'm sitting here, I'm getting more and more tired. But I cannot go to bed this early. If I go to bed at 8 o'clock, I'll be up at 3 o'clock in the morning like this. The good news is I do have to get up early in the morning because I got to pick up. Niecy will be here this weekend, y'all. So y'all might get to see Niecy. Y'all might get to see Niecy this weekend. Niecy will be here this weekend. But I have to pick her up at the airport at 6:30. And of course, she's coming into the airport. That's the furthest from my damn house. So I'll be out of here. I I got to be out of here by like 5:30 tomorrow morning. So that's the good news, is that I'm gonna be up. But baby, when I tell you I'm tired, so but I am gonna reach out to Simone. How do I feel about the school mask mandate? What school mask mandate? What you talking about, Vovo? I ain't trying to be up at no 3:30. Hell no. That is love, ain't it? That is love. Oh my gosh. What school mask mandate? I don't know what you're talking about, Vovo. For the county that I work in, the last thing I heard, and they might have changed the child, but the last thing I heard was we don't have to wear a mask. We can if we want to, but we don't. It's not mandated anymore. Well, hopefully he'll forgive my loan. My stuff is processing. I'm still in the process of going through the application. So, like I said, even if he only forgive half my loan, I'll be happy, child. But I need him to forgive it all. Child, I need y'all to know the celebration that I would have over here if he forgave my whole student loan. Bitch, what? A lot has changed. Really, Bubba? All right, well, I gotta look it up. Cause off the top, I don't know. I don't know what the new mandate is. Cause I'm supposed to go back to work tomorrow, but I'm not. I'll be back on Monday. Cause who the hell makes the first day back at work after a 6-week vacation on a Friday? Who thought that was a good idea? Yeah, I have friends who got all of their loan forgiven too. So, and they're attorneys, and they had a hell of a balance. So, hold on. Hold on. Let me see what the mask policy is for my county. Yep. Yep. Vovo just told me. The return to the mandatory mask policy. Well, yep. Because see, summer school, they made the announcement right before summer school. So summer school, they didn't have to wear masks. But that article, I just looked it up. It was 7 days ago they changed the policy. So we're back to mandatory masks. Well, I just ordered me a whole new box of masks to go to France that didn't get here until after I left. So I got a whole new box. I got a whole box of masks, y'all. Y'all don't want to know what my predictions are. I'll give y'all my predictions when we get over to the teacher project as it relates to this school year. But anyway, I will talk to y'all later. Let me get out of here. It's 98 people in the chat. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And if you, whether you are subscribed or not, if y'all can hit that like button on your way out the door, it is both what, y'all? Free 99. And I will check y'all. I'm gonna try to get y'all out and fading fast. Oh my gosh. Like I really feel like somebody just flipped the switch. Like I feel like I went from energy to, you know what I'm saying? Did I wear my mask? I wore my over in France. Yeah, I wore my mask. I ain't saying I wore it every single day, all day, but I definitely wore it. Yeah, I did. I wore it. Yeah, that jet lag is getting me. All right, y'all. No, I'm staying up. I'm gonna stay up until at least 11 o'clock. So that's what I said. I'm gonna try to get y'all some reviews. The only problem is I don't like doing reviews when I'm tired because I feel like I'm not giving y'all the energy. So I really don't like doing reviews when I'm tired, but I'm gonna try to get y'all some. All right, girl, I better lay down and keep them little crumb snacks. Oh, Lysol down. Oh, I still got plenty. I don't have Lysol. I got the micro brand. I got plenty of that. I got like a whole box of that, child. You give me till 10:05. Nah, I gotta try to stay up. I'm gonna try to stay up. Give me till at least 11, y'all. Give me till at least 11. But I'm tired. Like it literally just hit me. I'm actually supposed to be going live at 9:00. So I'm gonna try to stay up for that. I'll put it on my community wall because it's gonna be on Cups of Conversations channel, I believe. All right, y'all, I'm out. Mwah! I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. I'm not gonna pass out.